Hello students, in the previous video session we have discussed 10 numerical problems from colorimetry chapter. I hope you have understood the concepts and their applications. This video is the continuation of the discussion related to numerical problems. Last class we have discussed up to 10th problem. Today I am going to start with the 11th problem. Yes? Okay. So you can refer in your textbook page number 282 for the question. Okay, so 11th one. The 11th question. Water is contained in a copper vessel and mass is added to it to bring down the temperature to 5 degrees Celsius. This question you are asked to calculate the mass of ice added. That is a vessel containing water which is at a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, and you are adding ice so that the temperature of the water in the container is brought down to 5 degrees Celsius, and you are asked to calculate how much mass of ice is added to bring down the temperature of the water and its content to 5 degrees Celsius. Okay. First we write the data. First one, mass of water is given. Mass of water is given as 250 gram. So mass of water, here water is the hot body, so we write under the hot, this one, mass of water is equal to 250 gram. So to, SI unit of mass is kilogram, so we have to write it in kilogram. 250 into 10 power minus 3 kilogram. Next one, the mass of the copper vessel is given, that is also the hot body. So one more hot body is vessel. So mass of the vessel is given as 50 grams. So 50 into 10 power minus 3 kilogram. Yes. Next one, you are asked to calculate the mass of the ice. The final temperature of the mixture is given as 5 degrees Celsius. Initial temperature of water is given as 30 degrees Celsius. So directly we can write change in temperature of water is, the initial temperature of water is 30 degrees Celsius. The final temperature of the mixture is 5 degrees Celsius. So the difference in temperature of water is equal to, that is change in temperature of water is equal to 25 degrees Celsius. Then coming to the vessel, the change in temperature of the vessel also the same thing, because the water is contained in the vessel. So 30 degrees Celsius minus 5 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 25 degrees Celsius. That is change in temperature of the vessel. Delta represents change. Temperature of the vessel is equal to 25 degrees Celsius. Next, the specific heat capacity of water, vessel and ice are given. The specific heat capacity of water is given as 4200 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. And the specific heat capacity of the vessel is given, that is copper is given as 400 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. And the latent heat of fusion of ice is also be given. The latent heat of fusion of ice is given as 336 into 10 power 3 joule per kilogram. Okay. So we have written all the data. Now we have to do here, this numerical problem is based on the concept of principle of calorimetry. We have studied in the principle of calorimetry, when the hot body is placed in contact with the cold body, the heat energy, the amount of heat energy lost by the hot body is equal to amount of heat energy gained by the cold body. Here the cold body is ice, the hot bodies, two hot bodies are there, one is water and the other one is the container. So the vessel as well as the water both will lose the heat energy. Ice will absorb the heat energy, ice will gain the heat energy. So I can write, according to the principle of calorimetry, according to the principle of calorimetry, heat energy gained by ice, because ice is the cold body which is gaining heat energy. Heat energy gained by ice is equal to heat energy lost by water plus heat energy lost by the vessel, that is the copper vessel. Okay. Initial temperature of ice is not given, but the final temperature of ice is given as 5 degrees Celsius. Yes. So we can write, that is the 5 degrees Celsius is the final temperature of the mixture. So 0 degrees Celsius of ice will absorb heat energy. Let me write as Q1 amount of heat energy. first convert itself into water at the same temperature. There is a change of phase. Then only there is a rise in temperature of water up to 5 degrees Celsius. That is, the melted ice will attain the temperature of 5 degrees Celsius. For this process, it absorbs Q2 amount of heat energy. Let us take Q2 as the amount of heat energy absorbed by 0 degrees Celsius of melted ice water to raise its temperature to 5 degrees Celsius. On the other side, heat energy lost by water is, here in the case of water, the water is at a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. After adding the ice, the temperature of water falls down to 5 degrees Celsius. So there is a change in temperature. So the expression is mc delta T, right? So here I can write 30 degrees Celsius of water is converted into 5 degrees Celsius of water. Same thing for the vessel. 30 degrees Celsius of vessel is brought down to 5 degrees Celsius. Yes. So here I write the amount of heat energy lost by water as Q3, quantity of heat energy lost by vessel as Q4. Okay. Now Q1 is equal to, first one, Q1 amount of heat energy is absorbed by ice at 0 degrees Celsius to convert itself completely into water at the same temperature. Here there is a change of phase. So change of phase means the expression is m into L, where m represents mass of the ice, L represents the latent heat of the ice. But mass of ice is not given, so we write it as m. Latent heat of fusion of ice is given as 336 into 10 power 3. So we can write it as 336,000 m. Okay. The next one is Q2. Q2 is equal to this one. That is 0 degrees Celsius of water absorb this heat energy to raise its temperature to 5 degrees Celsius of water. So here there is a change in temperature. So the expression is mc delta T. Understand one thing. Whenever there is a change of phase, the expression is ml. Whenever there is a change in temperature but the substance remains in the same state, the expression is mc delta T. Yes, the expression for quantity of heat energy absorbed or liberated, which is equal to mass of ice is not given. C represents the specific heat capacity of water. The specific heat capacity of water is 4200. The change in temperature 5 minus 0 because increase in temperature. So final temperature minus initial temperature. 5 minus 0 is 5. So on multiplication we will be getting 5 into 4200, which is equal to 21,000 m. Okay. Q3. Q3 is the amount of heat energy lost by water. Yes, lost by water, so that the temperature of the water is falls down to 30 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius. So there is a change in temperature of water. So the expression is mc delta T of water. Mass of water is given as 250 into 10 power minus 3. So 250 into 10 power minus 3. Specific heat capacity of water is 4200. Delta T. Delta T, go to the equation. 30 minus 5. That is change in temperature of water is 25 degrees Celsius. Write it as 25. So on multiplication of mc delta T of water, we will be getting 26,250. Yes, 50 joule, because quantity of heat energy, SI unit is joule. Next Q4. Q4 is the amount of heat energy lost by the vessel when the temperature of it falls from 30 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius. The mass of the vessel is given as 50 gram. So 50 into 10 power minus 3. The specific heat capacity of the vessel is given as 400 C into change in temperature is equal to 25. On multiplication of mc delta T of the vessel, we will be getting 500 joule. Now substitute in Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. Q1 plus Q2 is the amount of heat energy gained by ice. Q3 and Q4 are the amount of heat energy lost by water and vessel. So Q1 plus Q2 is equal to Q3 plus Q4. Substitute for Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. Q1 is 3,36,000 m. Q2 is 21,000 m. Q3 is equal to 26,250 250. Q4 is equal to 500. So plus 500. On addition of Q1 and Q2, we will be getting 3,57,000 M. Okay, which is equal to 26,250 plus 500 is equal to 26,750. So from this, M is equal to 26,750 the whole divided by 3,57,000, which is equal to 1 0, you can cancel it. Then the other two zeros, 100, when you take it to the numerator, you can write it as 10 power minus 2. 2,675 into 10 power minus 2 whole divided by 357. On dividing 2,675 by 357, we will be getting 7.492 multiplied by 10 power minus 2. SI unit of mass is kilogram. Directly you can write the SI unit of mass because we have substituted all the quantities in SI unit. So the mass of ice needed to bring down the temperature of water and the vessel from 30 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius is 7.492 into 10 power minus 2 kilogram of ice. Yes. So 11th sum is based on principle of calorimetry, and according to principle of calorimetry, quantity of heat energy gained by ice is equal to quantity of heat energy lost by water plus quantity of heat energy lost by vessel. Okay. Here vessel and water are hot bodies and ice is the cold body. Yes. Yes. Next one. 12th question. Refer the 12th question. The textbook page number 282. Okay. Here 12th question. Mass of ice is given and it is poured on, the temperature of the water is given. The ice is poured on water till it melts. Okay. They asked what mass of water was used. So in this question, mass of ice is given. You are asked to calculate the mass of water. Okay. First we write the data. Mass of ice is equal to 2 kilogram, which is the cold body, and the latent heat of fusion of ice, specific latent heat of fusion of ice is given as 336 into 10 power 3 joule per kilogram. Okay. Then the hot body, mass of water is not given. Let us keep it as M. And the temperature of water is given. One clue is given. The water is poured, water is poured on the ice till it melts. So the temperature of the water, at what temperature the water melts? At 0 degrees Celsius. So the initial temperature of water is given. After this hot water is poured on the ice, what is the temperature of water it is given? That is, the ice melts, it is given. That means the melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius. Okay. So here specific heat capacity of water is given as 4,200 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. Initial temperature of water is given as 100 degrees Celsius and it is poured on ice till it melts. That means the final temperature of water is 0 degrees Celsius. From this we can write change in temperature of water is 100 degrees Celsius minus 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. Initial temperature of water, and after the hot water is poured on the ice, it just melts. Okay. So 100 degrees, it melts, it just melts the ice. So the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. Yes. Then here according to principle of calorimetry, according to principle of calorimetry, heat energy gained by ice. Here the cold body is ice, so that gains heat energy. Heat energy gained by ice is equal to heat energy lost by water, because the water which is at a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, that means when the water is at 100 degrees Celsius, it is a hot water. It is poured on ice. Okay. So heat energy, when the hot water is poured on ice, the water will lose the heat energy. So heat energy lost by water is equal to heat energy gained by ice. The initial temperature of ice is not given, so it's given as 0 degrees Celsius, and the final temperature is the melting point of ice. It is at 0 degrees Celsius. It is in the form of ice. After the hot water at 100 degrees Celsius is poured on it, it is just the ice melts. That means 0 degrees Celsius it becomes water. Let us take the amount of heat energy as Q ice. Here water is at a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, and when it is poured on ice, the temperature of water falls down to 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. Here we take it as QW. So quantity of heat energy gained by ice, there is a change of phase. So it is M into L. Here fall in temperature of water from 100 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. So change in temperature. So it is MC delta T. Substitute for mass of ice. Mass of ice is given as 2. Latent heat L is given as 336 into 10 power 3. Here mass of water you are asked to calculate. So keep it as M. Specific heat capacity of water is given as 4200 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. Change in temperature of water is 100 minus 0 is equal to 100. From this, mass of water used is equal to 2 into 336 into 10 power 3. Whatever numbers you have written in the left side, whole divided by M is here 4200 into 100. Okay. So on simplification we will be getting 1.6. So mass M is equal to 1.6 kilogram. Yes. So this question, water at 100 degrees Celsius is poured on 2 kilogram of ice. So the ice just melts. Okay. You are asked to calculate how much water was used to melt 2 kilogram of ice. Here the initial temperature of water is given as 100 degrees Celsius, but the final temperature is not given, but one clue is given, it melts. So the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. That you have to take it as a temperature, final temperature of the mixture. Okay. Next one, 13th question, page number 282, refer the question. The 13th question, 100 gram of ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius is completely converted into water at 100 degrees Celsius. You are asked to calculate total amount of heat energy required for this process. Okay. So directly I write the equation. Here minus 10 degrees Celsius of ice is converted into 100 degrees Celsius of water. For this, how much amount of heat energy is observed? So I write minus 10 degrees Celsius of ice absorbs Q amount of heat energy to convert itself into water at 100 degrees Celsius. Yes. So for this is not a direct process. What are all the steps involved? First, minus 10 degrees Celsius of ice will absorb some amount of heat energy to increase its temperature up to 0 degrees Celsius of ice. 0 degrees Celsius is the maximum temperature of ice. So initially, ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius will absorb some amount of heat energy to rise its temperature up to 0 degrees Celsius. Let me take the amount of heat energy absorbed in this process be Q1. Next one, 0 degrees Celsius of ice will absorb some amount of heat energy to convert itself completely into water. So here I take Q2 is the amount of heat energy absorbed for this change of phase or melting of ice. Next one, 0 degrees Celsius of water will absorb some amount of heat energy to rise its temperature up to 100 degrees Celsius. So in the question it is given up to 100 degrees Celsius of water. For this process, let me take Q3 is the amount of heat energy absorbed. Okay. We have to find out the values of Q1, Q2, Q3 in this case. So first I calculate Q1. Q1 is equal to, here see in this case, there is a substance remains in the same state, ice, but there is a change in temperature. Change in temperature means the expression is MC delta T, but here MC delta T of ice. So mass of ice is given in this question as, mass of ice is given 100 gram. So 100 into 10 power minus 3. Specific heat capacity of ice is given as 2.1 joule per gram per Kelvin. But SI unit of specific heat capacity is joule per kilogram per Kelvin. To convert per gram into per kilogram, you have to multiply by 1000. When you multiply 2.1 by 1000, you will be getting 2100. Change in temperature 0 minus of minus 10, because there is an increase in temperature means final temperature minus initial temperature. 0 minus of minus 10, which is equal to 10. So on simplification we will be getting, that is 100 into 10 power minus 3 into 2100 into 10 is equal to 2100 joule. Yes. Next one, Q2. So Q2 is equal to, here there is a change of phase, so it is m into L. So mass of ice is given as 100 grams, so 100 into 10 power minus 3. Latent heat of fusion of ice is given in this question as 336 joule per gram. Here we have SI unit of latent heat is joule per kilogram. So to convert per gram into per kilogram, we have to multiply by 1000. So it will become 336 into 1000. 1000 I can write it as 10 power 3 joule per joule, because you are calculating heat energy. So 10 power 3 and 10 power 3 will get cancelled. So you will get the answer as 33,600 joule. Right? 33,600 joule. Q3 is equal to, Q3 is the quantity of heat energy required to raise the temperature of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. There is change in temperature, but the substance remains in the same state. So the expression is mc delta T. So mass is 100 into, because 100 gram of ice only be converted into water. So throughout the process, the mass of the substance will remain the same. Because the initial portion, if you see, 100 gram of ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius is converted into water at 100 degrees Celsius. So the mass of the substance will not change. Only state of matter is changing, but mass of the matter will remain the same. So 100 into 10 power minus 3. Specific heat capacity of water is 4200. Delta T is 0 at 100 minus 0, which is equal to 100. Yes. So on multiplication we will be getting 42,000 joule. So Q1 is equal to 2100 joules. Q2 is equal to 33,600 joules. Here I will write it. Q1 is 2100 joule and Q2 is 33,600 joules and Q3 is equal to 42,000. Yes. 0. On addition of all these things, we will be getting 77,700 joule. That is quantity of heat energy required for this process is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. We have tried Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Q1 is 2100, Q2 is 33,600 and Q3 is 42,000. The sum of Q1, Q2, Q3 is equal to 77,700 joules. Okay. So the quantity of heat energy required for this process is equal to 77,700 joules. So this question, minus 10 degrees Celsius of ice is converted into 100 degrees Celsius of water. So it is not a single step process. What are all the process involved? You have tried. First, ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius absorbs heat energy to rise its temperature up to 0 degrees Celsius. After that, it absorbs heat energy to convert itself completely into water at the same temperature. Then there is rise in temperature of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. And find out Q1, Q2, Q3 and all these, all the three energy, that is Q1, Q2 and Q3. You will get Q, where Q represents the total amount of heat energy absorbed to convert, to change minus 10 degrees Celsius of ice into water at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. Next one, 14th question. The 14th question, it is very much close to the 13th problem. In the 13th problem, you are asked to calculate the heat energy. But in the 14th problem, you are asked to calculate the specific latent heat of ice. Okay. So here the quantity of heat energy absorbed for the process given. Okay. Here also it is the same. Minus 10 degrees Celsius of ice absorbs how much amount of heat energy it is given? 7,77,000 joules of heat energy to convert itself into water at 100 degrees Celsius. So this question, the quantity of heat energy absorbed for the process is given. Okay. So but this process we have to write, it's not a single step process. We have to write all the process involved in this one. Minus 10 degrees Celsius of ice first absorbs heat energy to rise its temperature up to 0 degrees Celsius. Let me take the amount of heat energy as Q1. Second case, 0 degrees Celsius of ice will absorb Q2 amount of heat energy to convert itself into water at the same temperature. Then 0 degrees Celsius of water will absorb Q3 amount of heat energy to rise its temperature up to 100 degrees Celsius of water. Okay. Here we calculate, but the total amount of heat energy absorbed for this process given as 7,77,000 joule. Okay. First we calculate Q1. Q1 is equal to, there is a rise in temperature. So rise in temperature means the expression is mc delta T. In this case, mass of ice is given as 1 kilogram. So it is given in kilogram, so I need not change. And specific heat capacity of ice is given as 2100 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. See here, this equation, the substance is ice. So here you have to substitute Q1 represent quantity of heat energy absorbed by ice to rise its temperature to 0 degrees Celsius of ice. So in the place of C you have to substitute specific heat capacity of ice. So from the equation you write so that you will not go wrong. Here this equation is for ice. So in the place of C you have to substitute the specific heat capacity of ice. Then for delta T again go to the equation. There is a rise in temperature. That means final temperature minus initial temperature. 0 minus of minus 10 which is equal to 10. So 1 into 2100 into 10 which is equal to 21,000 joule. This is the quantity of heat energy absorbed in the first process. Right. Next one Q2. Q2 is equal to change of phase. 0 degrees Celsius of ice is converted into water at the same temperature. So M into L. Mass is given as 1 and latent heat of fusion of ice you are asked to calculate. So keep the value as L. 1 into L is equal to L. Q3. Q3 is equal to rise in temperature of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. Change in temperature. Change in temperature means the expression is mc delta T. Mass is 1. Specific heat capacity of water is given as 4200. Change in temperature 100 minus 0. Yes. Rise in temperature means final temperature minus initial temperature. 100 minus 0 is equal to 100 which is equal to 4,20,000 joule. Okay. So here we can write Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Q is given as 7,77,000 and Q1 value is given as, we have calculated as 21,000. See here Q1 is equal to 21,000. Q2 is equal to L plus Q3 is equal to 42 lakhs. So 4 lakh and 20,000, not 42 lakhs, 4 lakh and 20,000 because 4,200 multiplied by 100 only. So it is 4 lakh and 20,000. 4 lakh and 20,000. Here, right, L is equal to, we take all the numbers to left side and keep L on the right side. So L is equal to 7,77,000 or you can add these two. By adding these two you will be getting, yes, 4,41,000 this side. So for 4,41,000 plus L I can write. L is equal to 7,77,000 minus 4,41,000. Yes, which is equal to 3,36,000. SI unit of latent heat is joule per kilogram. So latent heat of ice, specific latent heat of ice is equal to 3,36,000 joule per kilogram. Yes, this sum is very close to the similar to the 13th sum. Only the question is different. In the 13th sum, you are asked to calculate the quantity of heat energy. But this sum, you are asked to calculate the latent heat of ice. Okay. But the procedure and this is methods for doing both 13th and 14th sums are the same. 13th sum, you are calculating the quantity of heat energy. But in 14th sum, you are calculating the latent heat of fusion of ice. Okay. Come to the 15th question, students. This question. 200 gram of ice at 0 degrees Celsius converts into water at 0 degrees Celsius in 1 minute. When heat is supplied to it at a constant rate, in how much time 200 gram of water at 0 degrees Celsius will change to 20 degrees Celsius? The very first step it is given, 0 degrees Celsius of ice is converted into 0 degrees Celsius of water. For this, the amount of heat energy absorbed, I write it as Q1. It is not given. The time taken for this process is given as 1 minute. Yes, time taken for this process is given as 1 minute. Then, one more thing is given. The heat is supplied at the constant rate so that the temperature of 0 degrees Celsius of water is increased to 20 degrees Celsius of water. For this process, I take the quantity of heat energy absorbed is Q2. The time taken for this process, I take it as T2. Okay. Underline in the question, heat is supplied at the constant rate. Okay. So, in the first one, 0 degrees Celsius of ice absorbs Q1 amount of heat energy in T1, that is 1 minute, to convert itself into water at the same temperature. Here, Q1 is not given. So, first I calculate Q1. Q1 is equal to, there is a change of phase, so M into L. So in this case, mass of ice is given as 200 gram, that means 200 into 10 power minus 3. And latent heat of fusion of ice is given as 336 joule per gram. To convert it into joule per kilogram, I have to multiply by 1000. So you will get 336 into 10 power 3. So 10 power 3 and 10 power minus 3 will get cancelled. On simplification, we will be getting 67,200 joule. Okay. Now we know the expression for power, that is the relation connecting power and energy is P is equal to Q1 by T1. Normally it is power is equal to energy by time. Energy is Q, time is T. In this process we have taken energy as Q1, time as T1. So Q1 by T1. Q1 is given as, we have calculated as 67,200 and the time T is given in minute. We know that SI unit of time is second. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So here write T1 is equal to 1 minute. SI unit of time is second. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So substitute here 60. So on cancellation we will be getting 1120. The SI unit of power is watt. So power P is equal to 1120 watt. P is equal to 1120 watt. But in the question, you are asked to calculate the time taken for the second process. That is the time taken to raise the temperature of water from 0 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius. That means here Q2 I have to calculate. So the expression for Q2 is equal to MC delta T, because change in temperature, rise in temperature of water. So MC delta T, mass of water is given as 200 grams. So 200 into 10 power minus 3. Specific heat capacity of water is 4200 and change in temperature is 20 minus 0. So it becomes 20. On simplification of this, we will be getting 16,800 joule. Yes, this is Q2. And we know that the relation connecting the power and the energy is P is equal to energy Q by time. Here the energy is represented by Q2. Q2 means T2. Yes, you are asked to calculate the time taken for this process, which we have taken it as T2. So I can write the expression T2 is equal to Q2 by P, where Q2 is equal to 16,800 and P we have calculated as 1120. On simplification of this one, you will be getting 15. That will represent T2. The SI unit of time is second. So T2 is equal to 15 seconds. So the time taken for the second process T2 is equal to 15 seconds. Yes. Yes, students. Today's class we have discussed 5 problems. Yes. And most of the problem, that is problem 11, 12, 13 are based on the principle of calorimetry. And 14th and the 13th question are very similar to each other. Only the what you are asked to calculate is different. 13th question and 14th question, all the expressions are same, but only the difference is 13th question you are asked to calculate the total amount of energy. The 14th question, the total energy is given, you are asked to calculate the latent heat of fusion of ice. Okay. And the 15th question, the relation, you are using the relation connecting energy, power and time. Okay. Please practice all the problems, students. Okay. Only by practicing you feel you will develop the confidence of solving the numerical problems. Not only that, in physics, solving the numerical problems will make your understanding of concept easy. Okay, you can understand the concept very clearly by solving more and more numerical problems in physics. Okay, so please practice all the problems and learn the calorimetry chapter. Okay, I think with this I have completed the calorimetry chapter. Yes, please go through it. When we meet each other in the school, you can clarify your doubts. Okay, till then learn the calorimetry chapter. For the exercise question answers, I will give you the notes. The different questions I will give you the notes, and the numerical problems you have to solve it by you have to practice it. Okay, so this video session you can make use of it for reference, and after you observe this video session, take the textbook, read the question and solve the problems by yourself. Already I told you, solving more and more problems in physics, that will make the understanding of the concept very clear. Yes, students. Okay, have a nice day.